we are live. Welcome back to another episode of Two Peas on a Pod. We're your hosts, Toofy and
Omi. Welcome back, everyone. T, how are we, T?
Hey, we're doing great, man. I'm excited for today's episode.
Why are you excited for today's
Because
episode?
we have a special guest.
Who do we have?
Abdul Hay.
Who's Abdul Hay?
The one and only. Mr. Motivation himself.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Abdul Hay does have his own podcast. Abdul Hay,
what's going on?
Yeah, tell the people what you got.
Rallo, yeah. He applauded him. Mr. Motivation applauded himself. We just start.
Hey, rule number one, be your own biggest fan.
No, straight up.
We're on to
Someone's
something.
listening to your podcast.
Someone's been listening.
I've never said it online, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my name is Abdul Hay. I'm also known as Oliver. I've got a podcast on Spotify and all the other stuff. It's called A Minx's Chronicle. So I talk about how to improve your self-discipline, how to schedule, how to wake up on time, how to stop procrastinating, all that good stuff. I've also got a website where I talk about it in the written form. I made the podcast so that people who don't like to read can listen. And
The general population, basically. The general population.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's me. A Minx's Chronicle, AMC.
Okay, so can I ask you where the name came from?
Ooh. So me and the boys, we smashed this word minx. Like we use this word minx too much.
Isn't minx a cat?
No. That's
It's lynx.
Lynx.
Lynx is a cat.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking of lynx. So like a
I
minx.
feel like there's a female cartoon called Minx.
Minx.
Something, isn't it? Like they're fairies.
It's
Like,
some cat.
you guys-
Anyways, go
minx,
on, minx.
Minx
yeah.
is also like it's commonly known as like a promiscuous girl. You know,
it's like that.
Like a bit of a.
So you're a bit of a promiscuous.
Yeah.
I don't want to assume your gender, so yeah.
I'm definitely a male, I think. But
I think at the end.
no, so we use the word minx in my friend circle to describe someone who's like silly, funny, goofy, dopey. So let's say you get up right now, you walk to the door, you slip on a banana. What a minx!
What a mix.
Oh, okay.
What a minx! You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Is it more
Almost
clumsy
so-
than
Like
Is it what?
Is it like more clumsy? Someone who's clumsy, or
Like
a dud?
dopey.
a dud.
Dope.
Okay, so
Dope.
we
Flop.
have an equivalent to that. We just call him a banana.
Yeah, banana. Yeah, perfect.
You're a banana.
Exactly.
Okay, so
yeah.
you're a minx.
Exactly.
Banana
You're a minx.
Chronicles.
So the Banana
But-
Chronicles is a minx chronicle.
Yeah.
okay.
And a minx's chronicle, and the minx is me. So I'm the minx.
Oh, you're
so
the,
like,
and that's
you're the
your
banana.
chronicle.
yeah,
Okay, yeah. We got there. we
Yeah,
got
you
there.
see what I'm saying?
See what you're saying.
We got
Yeah,
there.
that's me.
Why don't you tell the people about your YouTube channel? Because
Ooh.
I've been watching.
Yeah, so Donskis, that wasn't started by me. That was started by my friend Musti. So Musti comes up to us and is like, boys, I want to do like this funny YouTube channel. Like, and then like he showed me this guy Chunks and Philly on YouTube. I never knew who they were, but like I'm sure some people know who they are. And I think they got something called Beta Squad. I watched a couple of videos and he was like, bro, let's just do that stuff. I'm like, look, man, I'm down for whatever, bro, but I don't want to like, put too much effort into this. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna put effort into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just gonna rock up.
I'm just gonna rock up and see what happens,
Yeah.
right? So we did episode 1. It was like a general knowledge quiz, and that was fun, man. That was actually really fun. And then 2 weeks later, we rocked up, and then we did 2 episodes like back to front. So like we did one, we got changed, and then we did another one, and then they both came out so shit.
But why? What was so shit about?
Like we just thought we were gonna be funnier.
Okay. Yeah, you realize when the camera's on, you're like, this isn't.
Maybe I'm not as funny as I thought I was. Eh?
Right, so we're watching the video after we finished recording it, and we're like, boys, this is shit. This
It's
is
like
so
almost
shit.
cringeworthy, yeah?
Yeah, so like we didn't end up putting anything for like months. Like not months, but like at least 6 weeks. So 3 weeks ago we came together again, and then we did the blind taste test, right?
Yeah.
And then like we really liked that one. Like that came out
That was
really
the best one,
nice.
man.
And then Musti did some great work on that because
The editing was
like
phenomenal as well.
Bro, that guy took like 6 years to edit that video.
I love your intro. I love the intro.
The intro's good, huh? Bro, the intro's hilarious, man. It's really good.
Fun fact for you, we used our chili challenge, was a little bit of inspiration from that first video that you got.
Nice.
Yeah, the way we memed it and everything, that's how we wanted it. We're like, all right, this is going to be the set example.
Hell yeah,
And this
nice.
is what we want. So this brings
Sick.
us to today's topics. What are we talking about? We're talking about motivation.
Well, yeah, we've got Mr. Motivation here, so we
Mr.
might as well
Motivation.
talk about motivation. We can have it. Look at him. Yeah, we're gonna set the bar so high that you're never gonna be able to reach it, and by the end of everyone's gonna look at this shit guy. Now, look, we could talk about topics that we were discussing before, because I know you were saying about our last episode where we were talking about the who's to blame. You know, with the current generation.
That was a good
and, you know.
episode.
Yeah, so we'll, you know what, we can actually discuss from your perspective on who you think is, I'm not gonna say at fault, but who, you know, plays a lot of the role, because motivation is a problem for a lot of the kids that are coming up now. Motivating to, you know, keep a job or find a job, you know, maintain a healthy, you know, friendship groups, relationship group, assignments, uni, everything,
but
work.
motivation with their hobbies as well, their passion, and that's why I wanted to start off the intro with your podcast and your YouTube channel. So you decided to do the double whammy, right? This year with a bunch of group of friends. What I want to know is what motivated you to do that.
What, Donski's or AMC?
Both of them.
Like I said, Donski's was not motivated by me at all. In fact, I was the opposite of motivated for that, because I was like,
bystander on that one.
Like I was literally like, hey bro, you're the driver of this train, you organize the meetings, all that stuff, and then if you organize it, I'm there.
Yeah.
And eventually, like once the ball started to get rolling, like me and all the boys started pitching together and like organizing second meetings and stuff like that. But like with AMC, that one was tough. That one was tough, because that was literally like all from within me, right? So I had to force myself to get up, record a podcast in my car, because I didn't have a nice setup like this.
I was gonna say, because I remember him telling me he used to record the episodes in his car.
I still do.
Like,
I
I can just imagine this guy like sitting in his car, like talking to a mic, and like a random geezer just taking his morning stroll and watching this guy.
Yeah, like yeah. So like AMC, basically what it is, right? It's a way for me to share what I'm learning about like myself and the way that I'm tackling my life and these issues like procrastination, like failing to get up in the morning when your alarm gets off. Like these issues I face this every single day, right? And like I just thought, man, look, I can put this interesting perspective on it, chuck it up into like little bite-sized pieces, and then share it. And then like I don't care if I get 10 views, 100 views, or 2 views. Wallahi, I actually don't care.
Wow,
like,
that's the mentality.
Wallahi, I just want to share it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. And then like after a while, it's called the pinwheel effect. Have you heard this pinwheel effect? So basically, all it means is that it takes so much effort to get the first like 2-3 weeks out,
and
after that, like look at you guys already, like episode 30. Like this is gonna be episode 30, right?
29. Is episode 29? Yeah.
Wait, for a second.
I think-
thought,
I had to think for a second on that one, but yeah, 29.
Yeah, 29. But like, do you guys see how at the start, like it took a lot of effort, but now it's like I saw you coming in, 2 of you came in, Adzi came in, did this, put this, plugged into this, plugged into that.
Emma just sat down and made coffee. I'm not gonna lie, when I said Emma came in, he just sat down and made some coffee.
But that's what we talked about in one of our previous episodes. We talked about for anybody that's inspiring to start something, all they have to do is just start it. Because once you start it going in with no expectation, then you have such a huge gap for your own development and the way you upgrade and update it and grow with it. That's the best part about starting something.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think when you started off, you're like, all right, I'm going in. No viewers, don't worry about it. I'm going to go in the car. Awesome. And now, what did we upgrade to? The bedroom?
Still in the car.
Still in the car.
Why fix something that's not broken?
Is it because
It's not broken.
Yes.
Now, when are you going to start putting video to it? Because I'm guessing you're going to have to start upgrading a little bit.
Like, bro, honestly,
Have you seen?
if it happens organically, you know what I mean? Like if for example, like a space comes up where I can actually sit down and record, then I'll do it. You know what I mean? No worries. But like at the moment, bro, I'm very comfortable sitting in the passenger seat of my car, with my laptop in my lap, microphone in my hand, and I'm talking for 10 minutes.
Amazing.
And that's it. I'm happy.
Have you seen? There is a podcast of a guy who actually just drives around and he's got like a GoPro on his windshield and he's just talking into the GoPro.
Yeah, there's a guy who does that
he makes
for accounting.
No, not accounting, relationships.
Relationships.
And he talks, man, I'm not gonna lie, he's one to heavily criticized because he
Heavily criticized.
Bro, when
I'm
was
not
something
gonna
not heavily criticized?
No, but like someone that, because he was talking about like the market value of women, so he converted women into like a market value object. The way he said it as well, I'm like the comment section is gonna be amazing. But that guy actually just does it in his car. He'll drive around in his car, The bastard now drives around in an Audi RS3
Ooh, yummy.
when he's doing his recording. So like he's sort of made it, and he apparently he makes quite a bit of money off it as well. He just does it in his car by himself.
But
and
it's
he'll
not
talk.
about the money, is it, Omi?
No, obviously
No,
not.
it's definitely not about the money.
But yeah, because that doesn't measure your success. I'm
Of
just
course.
saying, yeah, in that regard, yeah, get away from me for a second. But funny, like for most people won't know, but Apple Hay was the reason how we actually started this podcast to begin with, because we had the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
The equipment was bestowed upon us, but obviously we knew nothing on how
Yeah.
to do the equipment. So that was when Apple Hay was starting Minx Chronicles himself. So we reached out to him, who got us in contact, with the boys from the Imbalance podcast.
Yeah.
And thankfully they came down, they showed us the ropes on how everything's done. And we were able to start like that. So
Yeah.
without you,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, man.
No, relax,
So
right?
thank
You
you.
would have found another guy.
You gotta clap, eh?
I love it.
What I really want to know, and I think what people out there want to know as well, is what do you think, or what is it that sparked it in you to think to yourself, okay, yeah, maybe people want to listen to me?
Honestly, like, I didn't ask myself that question because, like, I was just so happy with just putting content up, and what was the question? It was like, what made you think
Yeah,
that people
because-
would want to listen?
Because at the end of the day, like
Yeah.
a podcast or a YouTube channel, it's all about advertising yourself.
Mm-hmm,
Like, this is your creative content. You are a creator, right? So what
I
is
guess
it
so, yeah.
that you think to yourself, okay, people may be interested in this? Because at the end of the day, no
Yeah.
matter what, even if it's one view, you still have to create content that is
Yes.
enjoyable for someone.
Yes. Well, firstly, like, I'm gonna remove myself from the equation here.
Okay.
Let's look at just the content that I'm producing, right? So the content that I'm producing has some sort of value to some sort of people.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that?
100%, yeah, something,
right?
yeah.
So once I ascertained that, and then it was just a matter of actually putting it out there. So it's like, okay, I can produce this lovely cup of Turkish coffee. Someone's gonna drink that cup of Turkish coffee. Let me just make it and see who takes it. That's all it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're listening to this right now and you're thinking, okay, look, I want to do a skincare product.
Line.
Why did it this way?
Skincare line. No, because you mentioned that.
Yeah,
couple
like-
years ago.
Because, yeah.
Just make it. Suss
Just
it out,
do
see
it,
what
yeah,
happens. You
why
know
not?
what I mean?
Just get a whole
Like,
bunch of
see
clay
what
together
happens.
and
You know what I mean? But after a while, like, I started getting some feedback, and it was like, thank you so much for saying this. Like one girl took something that I said on a podcast, and then like she put it in a nice Instagram story, and then like the setting was nice, and she just said, "This made me cry," and I was like, "Oh, and I was like,
Wow.
and
Amazing.
I was like, man, that's not my intention, but I'm not trying to make people cry.
yeah.
But it was nice, It was
It
nice.
hits differently.
The feedback when it's genuine and it's nice, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, that's good, man. That's good for me. But like,
It would be fantastic for you. Have you always been like a motivated person?
yes.
Yeah?
100%. So like the only difference between me 2021 and me back when me and you were kicking back in Latrobe was before
Studying hard, obviously. Yeah.
was back then I was motivated and like
Yeah.
driven and stuff, but I was motivated and driven like without an end goal,
direction that you
without a
want to go.
direction.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Because you were
Just
jumping
like,
from course to course? Was it
Jump
you?
from course to course,
Yeah,
job
yeah.
to job. I think I did every single cafe at Latrobe except like one, the one at the Eagle
yeah,
Bar.
You're
I
a bit of
didn't-
promiscuous when it came to cafes.
Yeah, like
He's a minx.
Yeah, he was a bit of a
Minx,
minx
yeah.
when it came to
Yeah.
cafes. Can't say
But,
anything. See, what I hate is I can't say anything now on this because just this week I had my year 8 students come up to me and like, hey, we found your podcast.
Shit.
And they're like,
Subscribe, guys.
No, but the problem is they start taking a look at the titles.
Oh.
And then they're like, oh, sex ed. What do we talk about sex ed?
What is that?
So I'm like, you know what? I might have to change all the titles for our
Look,
episodes.
Nah, tell them to like and subscribe and we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
This is probably the third episode that Tooth is trying to get.
Yeah,
over
man. I
this.
tell you, my students.
Honestly,
to
man,
subscribe.
I'm just sick of it, bro. Because like lately, we've just been getting feedback that have just been like people with fake accounts. They create fake accounts and for some
Interesting.
reason want to target me alone.
What do
Yeah,
they say?
they're
What do they say?
Just me. Oh, I don't want to give them the publicity.
Yeah.
But it's
like, is it negative stuff?
it's more along the lines of like we just think that your opinions, we disagree with your opinions, but Omi rocks. That's pretty much a summary of it.
Bro, that's Omi, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, when I get bored on a Friday night, I make Instagram and go like, let me just start
Oh
something.
my god.
It's just hilarious.
I
Because I just
love
see
it
those
though.
messages and it's just like block.
Yeah, but I love
Can't believe
reading the
Toofy
messages
said that.
because
By the way, love Omi.
yeah,
So good at
but it was
episode.
funny because it was like I remember one of them was like 3 paragraphs of criticism towards Tufi and his points. And at the end of it, it was like, by the way, Amy was fantastic. I was like,
The need for
okay.
XX.
So now this brings me to my question to you. Do you ever receive that kind of criticism? Even if it's not intended to be negative criticism, it kind of feels like, wow, like, why'd you have to say it?
I remember when I probably like 2 weeks into AMC, I asked for it, to be honest, because I literally sent a message to this sister and I asked her, can you please give me some feedback on the website? And that's what she did, bro. And she went hard.
yeah.
I probably like, honestly, like if you scroll down, it's probably like a 10-second scroll, which is long.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a long one.
That's a long
That's
one.
a long one.
And I read it all, and then but like it wasn't too personally directed.
Yeah.
But it did hurt a little bit.
Yeah,
you know
it
what I
did.
mean? Because I was expecting like, oh yeah, maybe you could change the color of this to like blue instead of green or something like that. But nah, bro. She went into the content. She went into the layout. She went into my worldview. All this stuff. I'm like, yo, Allah.
Your worldview.
The world
Bro, that she went into the core on that one.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Now,
but,
as a motivator, would you take that as
Yeah,
fuel?
look,
I don't like
I love the tag. Label him, just label him right now.
I don't like that word motivator, Mr. Motivation. Bro, look, I'm just a guy who is doing his shit. That's it. You
Yeah,
know what
I
I
listen
mean?
to him.
respect that.
Don't listen to him. He is
But
Mr.
then
We've got to
this
sell
is-
him. So.
All right, let's sell him for him. All right, for example, he's the only one that I see that's always up at the crack of dawn. All right, and making coffee,
Yeah, that's Fajr.
doing a workout.
Yeah, lay it out on us. We should all be up at the crack
We
of
should all
dawn.
be up making a coffee. He's already listening to like 3 episodes of different podcasts. Right? He's read like 5 books. Right? He's taken 6 sprints around the block.
Fucking hell.
He's back home. He's created the company. Then had a corner office. Then came back. Then created another company.
Elon Musk stats up. Yeah, bro.
Some
Funny
say
universe,
Elon Musk
some-
listens to his podcast.
Oh, no.
Oh, my man.
So with you, motivation, because the quote that I like to live by, right, and the quote is, motivation's like a shower. It's refreshing, but it doesn't last.
There you are.
Right.
There you are.
How do you constantly stay showered
Fresh.
on?
Yeah,
Just
how
fresh
you-
all the time.
We're getting into the meat and potatoes,
Yeah,
boys.
yeah, yeah.
All right, listen to this, right? Motivation is bullshit. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. Motivator.
Discipline is the answer. Motivation is bullshit. Discipline is the answer. And it's a very simple reason. And it's because motivation relies on your emotions and your mind state and how you feel. So that means that you'll be feeling pumped to go to the gym on a Friday, and then Sunday comes along, you can't be stuffed to go to the gym. Next thing you know, 2 months later, you haven't gone. You
New
right?
Year's resolution is right there.
So you need to rely on discipline, and the way you increase your discipline is by listening to my podcast.
That's good. That's a good one.
I love that. That's another right there.
No. The way you
cheating
increase your
fight.
discipline is by doing more challenging things in incremental steps. So for example, you want to run 1 kilometer. All right. So you start by running 10 meters and then 20 meters and then 30 meters. And then you break down a task to the simplest denominator, right? And that's how you start. But you got to start really, you have to start small. You have to start small because you're going to be looking at a mountain. So you got to break it down into like a little hill, and then you climb that and you're going to feel good. And then that will fuel you, and then that will fuel you for the next hill and the next hill.